Atomic Habits by James Clear. Summary. James Clear's Atomic Habits is the most powerful and practical written book on habit building. British cycling Team Sky's situation was very bad because till 1980 to 2003, the British cycling team was able to win a gold medal only once in the Olympics. Their performance was getting worse by the days, and their performance was also worse in the biggest cycling race, Tour de France. After seeing this situation, a cycle manufacturing company in Europe denied giving them the cycle because they were afraid of that if people came to know that British cycling team uses this company's cycle, then there will be a bad impact on their sales and reputation. For the solution to these kinds of problems, British cycling organization hired Dave Brailsford as a new coach. Dave Brailsford was quite different from all the previous coaches because he uses to work with the strategy, which was the aggregation of marginal gains, that is, if smallest part of our work can be done in a 1% better way, so in the end the result will be excellent after adding all parts. Dave Brailsford applied this principle in his work. He redesigned the seats of the cycles to make them more comfortable. He tried different kind of lightweight fabrics for the riders. He rubbed alcohol on the tires for a better grip, and still he didn't stop here. He tried to improve everything related to cycling by 1% that we can't even imagine. He made special beds so that the riders could take quality sleep. He learned proper technique of hand washing from the doctor so that the rider couldn't get sick. He tried different massage centers for their riders, which can provide very fast muscle recovery. Dave Brailsford tried to redesign everything from riders' eye drops to chain oil, and tried to improve all things by 1%, and its result was seen in the Beijing Olympic 2008 because 60% of gold medals were achieved by his team, and in the next London Olympics his team made 9 Olympic records and 7 world records. The strategy of Dave Brailsford was the aggregation of marginal gains, means after a 1% of improvement in 10 years, which was 2007 to 2017, an ordinary cycling team won 178 world championships, 66 Olympic and Para-Olympic gold medals, and 5 Tour de France. By the way, we can notice the 1% of improvement, but in long run it can give a very effective result, like a compound effect. The author says, try to make a system to achieve your goals, because goals are directly related to the results, whereas the system is related to the process which can lead you towards the goal. Making a healthy and fit body is a goal, but having healthy food and doing exercise is a system. Scoring 98% in the exam is a goal, but understanding the subject by daily reading is a system. Goals are good for setting up the directions, but you should follow the system to get progress, because goals are same for both winners and losers, but one who follows the system and does continuous improvement achieves their goal. That's why the winner is called the one who does continuous improvement after setting up the goals. But the loser is the one who does nothing after setting up goals. The way any material is made up of small atoms, in the same way remarkable results are also made from small habits. So if you want to achieve remarkable results, then forget the goals and follow the system. Generally, habits can be changed in 2 ways: outcome-based and identity-based. Mostly people wants to change their habits through an outcome-based. Instead, we should follow the habits of identity-based. Let's take the example of 2 persons who wants to leave smoking. The man who is trying to leave smoking through the habit of outcome-based, if you offer him a cigarette, then he'll say, "No, thanks, I'm trying to leave smoking." But the other person who is building habits on the identity-based, he'll say, "No, I don't smoke." This statement is very small, but its effect is very big. People want to make improvements but don't want to change their identity. That's why they don't able to make any change. Because our every action generates from a set of beliefs. The work which you do again and again, that becomes your identity, and it votes for your every action which you want to be. A single work can't change your identity, but its repeatability can change. Whenever you write something, there will be a plus point in your writer identity. Whenever you talk to a person confidently, then your identity as public speaker increases. Whenever you influence somebody, then your identity as leadership increases. That's why you decide what kind of person you want to be and keep voting for it by taking small steps. If you want to be a gentleman, then your behavior in public should be of a gentleman, because we are changing habits with our belief system that is identity-based. Our habits generate from a total of 4 steps. Cue, craving, response, reward. Cue is a thing that makes you remember reward, and craving compels us to get a reward. Our response helps us to get the reward, and we want to get the reward because we either will get satisfied or will learn something. Habit is a kind of behavior that becomes part of our life after getting repeated too much. Our main intention for making habits is to solve our problems with less energy and efforts. We can divide any habit into 4 parts: cue, craving, response, reward, and from these 4 parts, if one thing will be missing, then behavior won't become habit. By keeping cue aside, habits won't get started. With less craving, you won't be interested to do that work. If you make response difficult, then you won't be able to do that work, and if the reward is not satisfying, then you won't be able to do that again. Let me give you an example of all these: cue, craving, response, and reward. If you are sitting and your phone gets rang, then it is a cue. Now you want to read the message that is called craving. Then you pick up your phone and read the message. This is response, and the feeling you experience after reading the message is called reward. The more satisfying reward will be, the more you want to repeat the process. If you want to make good habits, then you have to make the cue visible, craving attractive, response easy, and reward satisfying. For example, you want to build the habit of book reading, so you have to make your books visible, which is a cue. Keep it in a place where you can see it easily. For example, on sofa, side table, etc., through which you can easily notice and access book. The next step is to make craving attractive, for that you can use bookmark in the books so that you can easily find where you left your reading. And in a short time of 10 to 15 minutes you can read it easily. You can also keep books in your hand regions so that you can take the book from where you're sitting by just spreading your hands. Through this your response will be easy. The last step is to make reward satisfying. It is very important which book you are reading at a particular time. Your satisfaction level can be increased by choosing the right book, and if you want to leave bad habits, then reverse this same process, which means try to make cue invisible, craving unattractive, response difficult, and reward unsatisfying. For example, you want to leave the phone addiction, so step 1 is to make cue invisible, for they keep your phone in a place where you can't see it easily. Next step is to make craving unattractive, for that you can think that you didn't get anything till now by checking your phone again and again, and in this way you can reduce the craving for your mobile phone. The way which I applied to make response difficult was the most effective maybe. I removed face lock and fingerprint and made 9 12 digits password, which was the combination of capital letters, small letters, and numbers, and it used to take around 15 seconds for me to type this difficult password. Through this the habit of checking my phone decreases, because your brain doesn't like to type complex password by remembering. For a small emotional relief, that's why it won't tell you to unlock your phone without any need. The last one is to make rewards unsatisfying, for that you can delete time-wasting apps from your phone, and if you are too much addicted to your phone, then use it in grayscale, which will make the planned reward unsatisfying. So these are the simple things for making good habits. If we make it visible, attractive, easy, and satisfying to cue, craving, response, and reward respectively, and to leave bad habits, we can reverse and apply these habits to us. Means make it invisible, unattractive, difficult, and unsatisfying to cue, craving, response, and reward respectively. Let's know some interesting principles which are related to our habits. Mostly our habits get created from the close, the many, and the powerful groups. That means we start following those habits which are followed by our close people. Some people think that there is short of motivation in them and they need some motivation to start any work, but the reality is that there is shortage of clarity, not motivation, in them, which means they don't know what, when, and how to start. Whereas, environment matters the most than the motivation. Once some students were drinking more cold drinks than water in the cafeteria of a hostel in Boston. This news went to food management department. They influenced students to drink water instead of cold drinks without saying anything. They made change in the arrangement of cold drinks and water bottles in the cafeteria. Through the students started drinking water instead of cold drinks. People choose the products according to the place where it is kept, not for their benefits. For example, you won't pick up quickly the packed items kept inside your kitchen cabinets, but the items which are kept in fridge or openly in your kitchen, you'll start eating them because these items are visible to you and easy to access. To keep clean the washroom of Amsterdam Airport, the airport cleaning staff did a simple yet powerful experiment. They stuck a small sticker of a bug in the middle of the urinal. Through this everybody wanted to remove that bug by targeting it, and by this experiment, spillage was reduced around the urinal and the washroom of the airport became more clean and fresh. We think that more willpower and self-control are needed to be self-disciplined, but there is no such thing. Disciplined people design their life in such a way that they don't need to be in self-control to be disciplined. For example, if they feel that TV is consuming a lot of time, then they will throw out the TV. No TV, no wastage of time. If you build self-discipline in a systematic way, then it is very easy. You can do anything through self-discipline, proper instruction and hard work, whose best example is the story of the Polgar sisters. Hungarian chess teacher and education psychologist Laszlo Polgar used to believe in hard work. He used to believe that students can become genius through deliberate practice and good habits. He chooses a teacher, Carla, for this experiment, and she also used to believe that we can make our skills advance through the proper instruction. For this experiment they choose chess, and they made a whole plan for their kids to reach the world-class level in chess. Laszlo and Carla had 3 daughters. Their names were Susan, Sophia and Judith. Susan and Sophia achieved many things in chess, and the smallest Judith made a place in the top 100 chess players in the world at the age of 12. And at the age of 15 she became the world's youngest grandmaster. Due to this, she was #1 female chess player in the world continuously for 27 years. That means we can achieve anything with the support of a proper environment and good habits. Now let's talk about the paperclip strategy, a strategy that gave 6-figure income to a normal bank employee. There used to be 2 jars on the desk of Stephen. First jar filled with 120 paper clips and the other is empty. Stephen used to do sales calls every day, and after completing a call he used to put a paper clip from one jar to another. In this way he used to start his day with these 120 paper clips. And he used to do sales calls till he doesn't remove all the paper clips. This simple secret of Stephen made a profit of $1 million in few months to the bank. Due to this, his income became 6-figure. The paperclip strategy helps to measure our progress visually. You can choose different methods, for example removing marbles from one container to another. The aim is to measure your progress visually, which will help you to progress continuously. There are a lot of benefits of habit tracking because when you are not in mood, then forgetting the progress is very normal, but habit tracking is visually proof of your hard work, which keep reminding you where you were and how much you have made till now. You must have listened to this sentence many times, that think outside of the book or get out of your comfort zone. But nobody tells that which comfort zone and book they are talking about. I found the solution to this problem in the book Atomic Habits, that is the Goldilocks zone. The human brain like to face challenges, but the challenges that are available in the difficulty levels optimal zone of our brain. For example, you like to play tennis, but if you will start playing it with a 10-year-old kid, then you'll get bored soon, because that is very easy for you. And if you will start playing it with professional player like Roger Federer and Serena Williams, then soon you'll lose the motivation because they are very tough players. But if you'll play it with your equal player, then you both can win, and you'll win only by putting in more effort. And this is called the Goldilocks zone, that a human will only be in motivation when he'll be on the edge of his current ability. Not really hard or not very easy, just right at the edge, which you would have seen in a cricket match sometimes when both teams are equally powerful, and to win there are some balls and runs left, and the team who will make some extra effort by stretching their comfort zone will win. That is why we have to go a bit far from our difficulty level to stretch our comfort zone. But make sure that a bit far distance, not more, because we only have to stretch our comfort zone. Nowadays people can't achieve success because of boredom, not because of failure. Because to achieve mastery over a thing, the same is needed to do again and again, and you get bored by doing the same thing continuously, and you would leave that work and think that successful people have so much passion. But many coaches said that successful people were also used to be bored like normal people. They also used to feel demotivated, but still they continue the practice that makes them world class. James Clear's Atomic Habits cover the whole content of the habit building. If you want to learn habit building process, then this book can help you a lot. Thank you.